Hi, my name is Ellen. On behalf of TET, join us as we look into SAAAC, South Asian Autism Awareness Center, on our special edition of Unseen Dreams. Defeat ignorance, embrace difference, and conquer stigmas. Brought to you by TET, the official platinum sponsor for the 7th annual Radio Night, held on March 12, 2016 at the Scarborough Convention Center. Please welcome Geeta Murthy, our Executive Director and founder of SAAAC, South Asian Autism Awareness Center. It is an honor for a founder and Executive Director of SAAAC, South Asian Autism Awareness Center, Geeta Murthy, for being with us. Thank you so much for letting us come into this home that you have created. கொஞ்சம் உங்களோட இனிஷியேட்டிவ் இந்த SAAAC சென்டரை திறக்க முந்தி இப்படி ஒரு ஐடியா ஒன்று உருவாகணுமென்று உங்களோட யோசனையில் கனநாளாக இருந்திருக்கு போல. Can you explain that?
Yes, yeah. First of all, I would like to thank you, Ellie, and also the TET for welcoming us and actually to doing all these 4 episodes for us. It's such a great initiative you have taken, and I hope that we can educate and make people to experience what we are going through and the families are going through. So just to start with how I started the organization. At the beginning, it was just like, my background is nothing in the health field. I'm an accountant and also I teach dancing. So I had 150 students at that time. And, my thinking was, to use your talents to help other families, not fortunate enough as we are. So that's how, we were doing a lot of fundraising events, charity fundraisers for other organizations, such as, Children's Wish Foundation, Sick Kids Hospital, all these places we were doing it. And then I realized one point of time in 2008, there is a huge stigma in our community where we can, they needed a lot of, help. And so the very last program, a dance program we did was in 2007 for Mookie Baum Treatment Center, who is like children and adults with multiple disabilities. At that time, I realized there were a lot of children who has autism. And I was wondering why there's no one in the South Asian community. I didn't see any child. That's when, it's like, okay, there is something out there, but we haven't outreach to that.
You wanted to do something that no one has done.
Exactly.
Bringing them out.
That's right. So, and I also didn't know anything about autism, but I started reading about it. Before I started reading about it, talking to different people, Googling, what's happening and all those things. And I'm like, okay, this is really, something we have to bring it out. So we had the very first workshop. And it was Dr. Lambodharan graciously gave his space to have, a workshop for us. And so we had the first workshop, and it was about 12 members, 12 families showed up. And then they came for the workshop, and they go, what is next? Now, you had the first workshop, so what are you going to do next? It's not, we didn't come here just for the workshop. I'm like, okay, I can do 2 things. One is, I can teach you English and math, very low level thing. And the other one is I can teach you dance. Maybe dance can improve, the gross motor, fine motor skills, or balancing, focusing and all those things. So I started from my basement and dining room. So, I'll be upstairs teaching math and English and then go downstairs to teach dance. That's how it started. And slowly, after 1 year's time, we take them to the park. And at that time, it was my family and my close friends were helping us a lot. Like they were the volunteers at that time because no one knew about what was happening. So that within that year's time, I thought, okay, now there is a need for a behavior therapist or a speech therapist, because now you need the professionals to handle it, because family and friends can't do it forever too. So we thought, okay, for that we needed the funding. So saying that, like, I thought, okay, why don't we have a gala night? That was in 2010 March. That was the very first Radiant night we had. So I put it out a month before, and then we were able to raise $25,000. Wow. And with the $25,000, we were able to get like a speech and language pathologist part-time, a behavior therapist part-time, and dance, of course, I was teaching, and a music therapist too. And because of that gala, we advertised on televisions, local media, and a lot of volunteers came in place. And one of our first volunteers was Kingston Yogendran, who has been, like, here, even now he's our communications manager too. So, like with him, then, like when they found out that we are having something, so there were other volunteers, like wanted to join, they wanted to help. It was throughout, like it's a passion. I saw it in these volunteers. So we were able to build on that volunteer base a lot too. And with the part-time therapists, we were able to train the volunteers and the volunteers to work with the children.
So now you have the volunteers, you have the gala, you have this great organization that's running and it's moving on a positive mode. What's happening with the incoming flow of people, the attendance, and all the people that are waiting lists? So what's going on with them?
Okay, so we started with 10, 12 families, and then now what we have is, like, we have a wait list of 50 individuals, but they're not really waiting to, because we are doing case management, we are doing a lot of stuff with family empowerment thing with them. So it's not like, like we haven't taken the kids into the program yet, but the families are getting some or other, they're getting some help from SAAAC. So in total, we have got 10 different programs we are running. Of course, like that will be covered by our program managers later on. But 10 different programs, like, like we have got about 196 children and families attending those the programs, right? And on top of that, we still have a wait list too. But this one includes all the programs what we are doing. But then when you see, like, because some of them can overlap. So let's see, somebody who is coming for an ABA therapy session might be in the music therapy as well. So when we add, like, like number of programs every individual is attending, that's huge. I'm just saying 196 families, but then it's like more than 220, like, like, or 230, exactly, because it's overlapping.
Yeah. Exactly. From what we're going to see throughout the 4 episodes, I'm very delighted to see our skill developments, our music that you've put in, your visual arts, one-on-one with parents and their parent support that you have here intact. I'm really excited to see and experiences as a TET, HT, as a viewer also, coming into this program and experience this wonderful development where we are going to be actually learning with you, and it's going to be just one of those experiences that we can't wait. So we're excited to start this show, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be with you and experience this wonderful development, beautiful organization that you have set up here.
Thank you so much, Ali. I really would like to thank TET again, because you have given us such a huge opportunity to be, to create the awareness and to, like, outreach to many people. And I hope, like, many people will come to our Radiant Night on the March 12th, and also many sponsors will come out to give us the support, because, like, everyone knows, like, each child who gets ABA therapy, it's costs a lot of money. We have got our subsidized program too on a one-on-one therapy session, which is like very much lower than anywhere else they can go to. Exactly. Our speech and language is like that too. But for us to run this and to sustain this organization, we need support from the community. The community has been supporting us throughout, and thank you so much for the community for that, all our sponsors. But we still need the support to sustain, for the sustainability, and like what I don't know what else to say. Yes. But please support our children.
We're really thankful for letting us be here, and thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of TET thank you so much for being here. Please tell me, how do you play a role in here, Nishan, with SAAC?
So my name is Nishant. I'm the program manager at SAAAC. I started here 6 years ago, and that's what I currently do right now.
And how about you, Tishan?
So I myself, I'm the other program manager here at SAAC. I've been volunteering. I started off volunteering here 6 years ago alongside Nishant, and 6 years later and counting, now we're program manager, and what we do is we manage and create programs that run here at SAAC.
Wonderful. So can you tell us all the different programs there are offering at SAAC, and are there any age or disability levels of these programs that are offered here?
So our main program is the AID model. So under that model, we have the skills development program. So that's kind of one of our major programs that we have, just because it is a completely free program, and a lot of the parents, they do benefit from it. So in that program, there's 46 participants in total, and there are different age groups and functioning levels in that program. So we have 3 basic age groups. We have the kids group, which we call the play skills group, the teenager group, which is called the skills acquisition group, and the adult group, we call them the team group, which stands for teaching and educating adolescent minds.
How do you feel, Tishan, with these programs that you're offering? Does that help with the daily routine, and do they have a developmental plan that you see being here with such a long time? Do you see that their development has improved?
Oh yeah, definitely. The reason these programs are created is so that it's a more on a functional basis, right? So all the skills and behavior reductions and improvements that we make with the students are meant so that it's generalized, whether they're at school, at home, at the grocery store, mall. Like, what we want it to be really functioning. So with the younger students, the children, for example, the play skill group, the reason why we have that room and that age group is because at that age, it's really crucial for them to interact with individuals or peers of their age. And parents and professionals are finding these students, one of the symptomologies of autism is that they like to socially isolate themselves, right? So kind of developing and encouraging them to play and learn through play is going to give them confidence and encouragement that they need to go back into the natural setting, which is school. They're in school full time, and engage with their peers, which is going to develop them both socially, physically, and cognitively.
My question for you guys is, SAAC is something that has been organized to bring all the people with autism in here. How is it that the children now are getting older? Because I know you've been here for 6 years. Children are getting older now. Now we're at the 18, 19 years old. What's happening to the older children who have certain levels of the disability? How are you helping them? Yes, there's classes, there's music, and there's dance. That should continue. That is a relaxation, that is a motivation, that is a communication. But how is the older ones are going to be? How are you helping with the older ones?
So that's a good question. And what we're doing now is that we have programs for catering for these adults, I would consider them, right? So the 18 and over. So what we have are multiple programs. We have the adult day program. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but in the Toronto school education system, a student cannot stay in high school or a secondary school past the age of 21. So at most, a parent can have their child attend school till the age of 21, but after that, they cannot be in school. Whether they graduate or not, or finish credits or do finish credits, it's 21's the cap. So a lot of parents came to us with these concerns saying, I don't know what to do with my child after. And we've met students where, they were really good cognitively or even verbal, they're able to communicate, but then after 21, there's been this large gap of years where they're just at home because they have nothing to do. And what we found was, they're starting to lose out on these skills that they gained. So to, attend to that situation and attend to this scenario or issue of what to do after 21, what we did was we created a program. We call it Living and Learning. So it's a day program that runs from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So just like school, but when they come here, we do teach academics, but more so we're teaching living skills. We're teaching vocational skills, so employment related, and we're teaching social skills. So these students come and learn skills, and our goal is to, eventually when they go out into the community, they're independent enough to strive for themselves or to fend for themselves, right? So whether that be getting a job, whether that be, just communicating in the community, able to go on a bus, say, hello, can you get me to the mall?
So how is the community helping you with now being able to employ them at a certain level of, I guess, wages that is respectively given to them? And have there been any support for you by the community, or are you lacking and needing in more of these entrepreneurs that need to be kind of asking them to be employed there to give them that experience?
Right. So once again, we love to create solutions for problems, right? So we looked at these these adults, and we saw, what? At the end of the day, what do we need to start doing for them? Finding them jobs, right? So first, we actually created a program for them. So that program is called N-Ability. So it's a 12-week program in which we teach them skills, right? So these skills that, are very important and crucial to these jobs. And there were actually 30 participants in our last wave, right? Okay. And we're actually able to get majority of them jobs. So whether that be at Bad Boy, Melanie David, we got them, a whole bunch of jobs. And Cineplex, yeah. So there is
these
good
are all
support
within our community that you're able to, and definitely we are looking for more entrepreneurs that are able to help them and support them, to give them that little wage that they can, and to help even more learning their new experience at the work field.
Here's the reason why this is just a message to employers and organizations out there, is the reason why it is beneficial to hire individuals with autism is they're the perfect ideal employee. Meaning,
how is that?
Meaning these individuals are really keen on finishing their job, so the possibility of them they're getting distracted or going over to the neighbor to have a conversation is really low, because they're full focus. They have incredible attention to detail, meaning the possibility of them making an error is so much lower compared to the typical employee at the office. We have a student here. He's actually employed by Bad Boy Furniture. He does a lot of their filing for them, and the amount of talent he has, he just takes a bunch of papers, and mind you that he's putting in order and coding numbers that are like 8 to 10 digits long, but for him, he just like flips through it. He's so efficient with it, and he's so fast. But on top of all that, which is already incredible, the likelihood of him making a mistake in all that is slim to none.
And that's what we like to do. We like to take the symptoms of autism. So another symptom is repetitive behavior, right? So we like to take the negatives of autism and turn it into positives, right? So what may be seen as a negative thing, like something repetitive, like for these guys, they don't get bored, right? So like for us, we tried doing it for an hour, we got bored in an hour, right? But for him, he can sit here day after day, he never gets bored, right?
How do we get the entrepreneurs to listen to this fantastic way of you representing your adults, the workshop program? So what have you guys done to, or you can let the viewers know that this is what we're looking for?
So like for us, it's not about giving us charity, right? For us, we have full faith in our individuals, so we just want a chance, right? We just want to get the foot in the door for these guys, because they're not typical in the sense that they can't sit down, have an interview with these employees, and they might not get these chances, right? But for a lot of these guys, if they get that one chance, they're gonna excel. They might need a little bit extra training, but after they're done that training, they're on top of their stuff. You never have to worry about them ever again, right?
So we've talked about skill development, and it works in different ways, from children to adolescents to adults. And SAAAC, having both of you guys on board as a program coordinators, managers, it's a fantastic, because you guys have a lot of energy and a lot of knowledge, and go with SAAAC, and that's what we need. So I really want to thank you for your knowledge, and you've said a lot of important things, from development to skills to entrepreneurs and workshops and adults. I want your views to be out there, and to know that people like you guys are working hard to make a difference. A lot of people have to understand that autism is not a disorder, It's just a way of life that people just have to understand and educate themselves. And you guys are doing a great job representing what Geetaka has started from our own home as a family-oriented organization. So you guys are doing a great job. So thank you so much on behalf of TET for letting us come in and seeing great individuals like you. And I really wish you best of luck, and we will always support you in any way. Teaching self-esteem is important for any child, and it's especially important for children with learning disabilities. Learning a new skill takes time and requires a lot of experience. Learning something new is not easily adapted, so let's work together. On behalf of TET and myself, thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of Unseen Dreams.